Hello, y'all. You got Doug Gore here. I'm one of the instructors at the Spray Wash Academy and at Spray Wash Pro, and this is another episode of Frequently Asked Questions. So, what we like to do is we like to take questions from homeowners and from contractors alike. The frequently asked questions in the exterior cleaning industry, answer them, try to get some end conclusions out there from an unbiased party here. We're just here for informational purposes only and to try to help you understand what's going on out there in the industry. So let's dig into this. So the question today was, will a roof cleaning damage my plants? Will a roof cleaning kill my plants? Well, it's entirely possible. So let's explore a little bit about that. First thing is, I've got a couple of pictures behind me that's going to be showing you some caustic burns from the roof cleaning solution that fell down. Okay, so as we start here, we're going to start with these bushes here, and you'll notice that there's a very distinct burn line on the bushes. Okay, if we go over here to the grass, you're going to notice the exact same thing. We have a very distinct burn line on the grass. So what's causing that? Well, if we look up at the roof, this is the runoff dripping down right from the roof. It's hitting the grass and it's causing this burn line. Now, these burns do not immediately happen. You're not going to know. The contractor comes in the morning, he cleans the roof, everything looks great, he leaves. You're not going to notice these burns that day. Typically, it's going to take at least about 2 weeks to notice these burns. Now, some of the questions that we get along this lines, first of all, is this avoidable? Yes, it is. And then secondly, is everything going to die? Well, let's take a look here. If we're looking at these bushes here, this again is a caustic burn. It's not from a soil sterilization or something to that nature. So if this were going to kill the plants, the entire plant would already be dead. By the time you see this burn line, you would see all the leaves dropping off. You would see the plant drooping. You would see other issues going on with the plants. You wouldn't see nice, healthy sides, front and back, and just damage right there in that center, okay? So this is what tells you this is a caustic burn. And typically a caustic burn on a plant like this, you could be looking at a season or 2 or possibly 3 before it fully fills back in, really depending on how bad that caustic burn is, okay? This isn't something where the entire plant is going to die. Again, avoidable, we'll talk about that in a second. So as we come to the other side, we look at the same thing, okay? The grass is just burned in a straight line. It's not dying all the way outward. And grass, look, grass is really hardy. So typically speaking, you're going to start seeing that grass grow back within, 2 to 3 weeks. And then you're going to mow, and then you're going to, it's going to grow back some more, and then you're going to mow. And within a couple of months, typically speaking, the grass is going to come back. Now, is this avoidable? Can it be avoided? Should it be avoided? All those kinds of issues. Let's address that now. So one of the important things for us to remember here is that when we're looking at this right here, look up at this roof. There is no rain gutter, okay? If you have rain gutters on the house, it's going to help protect these drip lines, and you're not going to have the same issue typically. Now, if you have a rain gutter that leaks at the corners or all that, you should definitely explain that to your contractor before he starts. Make sure he addresses those areas where it's going to leak, and help avoid any issues for yourself because of those leaking rain gutters. The other thing is where the rain gutter downspouts come down at, you have to look at those areas and see, how are we going to deal with the solution? Is it going to come down into the grass? Is it going to burn the grass around there? Does it go into rose bushes? Those kinds of issues. These are questions you should ask your contractor before you even get started. So, are these avoidable? How could they have been avoided? Well, look, first of all, let me get to an understanding of something else. Different areas have different soil conditions, different, I'll even say atmospheric conditions, different elevations, so pressures, and all these different kinds of things. If you live, say, near a body of salt water, the salt air coming in, all of your landscaping is going to be a little bit different. The grasses will even be different. So they'll all react a little bit differently, okay? There are a lot of contractors out there that say, hey, I don't ever cover anything and I never have any problems. They simply use water. These are questions that you can ask your contractor before they even get started on the job. Is there any issue with my plants, potential issues for my plants? Since I don't have rain gutters, are you going to cover them? If not, is wetting going to be enough? Get those answers, get those questions answered before you even start down that path. Now, this could have been avoided simply by using a tarping system here on the grass and a tarping system here on the bushes. So the contractor that did this actually said that he did tarp these bushes. The problem was he didn't have a big enough tarp, so he kept moving it down, and he thought that he had waited till it stopped dripping, but obviously it continued to drip, got on the plants, and caused that caustic burn. On the other side here, nope, he didn't put down any tarping systems, and that's actually not all that uncommon. Again, sometimes when you look at the price of a roof cleaning, because sometimes we get asked, well, how much does a roof cleaning cost? There are a lot of variables. There are a lot of factors that go into the pricing of your roof cleaning. Well, covering these might have been, might be a cost factor, right? So to me, the bushes should always be covered. That's in my area, in my opinion, right? There are a lot of guys that, again, they say, I don't ever cover bushes, never have a problem because of the type of landscaping, type of plants, plenty of water, all that. So just because he's not covering them doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. Me, I prefer the bushes especially always get covered. Grass to me should even be covered, but there's a lot of guys that don't, and they don't even cause burns. So make sure you discuss that with your contractor, find out if that's the case, what they're going to do. And remember that helps you in your understanding the pricing of a roof cleaning. And also one of the reasons that I don't recommend homeowners doing it themselves. You're dealing with some pretty nasty chemicals sometimes. You don't want the chemicals on you. You need to be able to make sure you keep them off of your plants, your landscaping, whether it's by having a ground guy that's keeping everything wet or covering them or something to that nature. So I'm going to end it with this, and that is, if you're looking for a good quality contractor, know that you can go to www.spraywashpro.com. There is, up in the right-hand side, there's a little directory. You can look at that directory link, and you can type in your zip code and find any contractors in your area that are pro members, and they should do a good job for you. Again, that email or that domain address is www.spraywashpro.com. Help you find a good contractor. And again, to me, this was really, really avoidable. But accidents do happen. So do remember that when you're dealing with the contractors, that accidents and things do happen, but these were avoidable.